Hi everyone, Michelle Zenisek here. Today I want to talk about creating content, and I've got 8 tips for you on how to create content. Um, creating content is obviously it's a big deal. When you're an online business owner. Um, you need to always be utilizing fresh content, whether it's on social media, whether it's on your blog. And so, obviously we can get, burnt out with creating content. And so I've got some tips here. You may not be burnt out. You may just be like, I know I need to create content, but I don't know where to start. And so these tips are going to be helpful for you. Okay, so the first tip is Facebook groups. What you can do in Facebook groups, there's a search feature, and you can take your keywords. So let's say you're a health coach and you focus on helping people manage their diabetes. You could go you'd want to find, groups that are relevant to that, whether it's, health in general, or maybe there's some diabetes support groups out there on Facebook. You join those, and you can, use the search feature to find, you could use your keywords in the search box in those groups and find relevant conversations. And so relevant conversations they don't necessarily mean that you need to jump in and answer a question, but maybe it's a topic you can cover in a blog post, or if you're going live on Facebook, just searching for what people are asking about that. And even outside of Facebook groups, if you go into a search engine and just type in, ways to manage diabetes, or, so what's going to happen is predictive text, the drop down comes down when you're doing a search on a search engine, and there's some predictive text that comes up. So you can see then that way what people are searching for your content. So you can do this with Facebook groups, you can do it with a search engine, but just finding those things that people are asking. If you are in a mastermind group, ask your fellow mastermind members for ideas, and you can help them with ideas as well. The third tip would be collaborate with others in your industry who complement what you do. So again, let's say you're a health coach and you focus more on health versus, fitness is part of health, but you may not, you may focus more on the eating part versus the fitness part. So you might bring in a fitness coach, who can, who can guest blog for you, and you can guest blog for her, and you can, or him, whichever the case may be. And you can, go live on each other's social media channels. You can go live together and do like an interview type talk. These are great ways to, come up with ideas on what to post, but also to get in front of someone else's audience, like that fitness coach. If you're a health coach, maybe the fitness coach isn't focused on the eating part, and you're focused on the eating part, so you can complement each other that way. Number 4 would be review a product or service that is relevant to what can help your audience and is related to what you do for your audience. So, again, going back to the health coach situation. So maybe there's a product out there that someone's using. Maybe it's an app, with recipes that you use and you recommend to your clients, and you could review that product. An app is a product. You can review it in a blog post. You can you can review it. You could go live on Facebook or Instagram, wherever your target audience is, and you could talk about this app and how, what you like about it, and um, talk about the benefits of it. So that's another idea for content. Number 5 is so important here, is sharing success stories. And I would say even non-success stories. Okay. And stick with me here. Okay. So let's say you're a business coach and you want to share stories from people, the clients that you've helped, right? I mean, what is a better way to promote yourself than other people talking about how great you are, what you do? Okay. But maybe you're a business, also as a business coach, you've probably made mistakes in your business. And when you've made those mistakes, you learn from them, right? As we all do, right? So you can talk about, like, oh, this one time when I tried to do this and it just utterly failed. And I realized, that wasn't the way to go, because of this and that. Those stories are powerful as well. It's humbling. You're showing your audience that, yeah, you're good at what you do, but you make mistakes too. And you can recover from them, because we all make them, right? So sharing success and non-success stories are a great way to inspire people. Number 6 would be repurposing content. So let's say you've got some blog. I know people who blog and then they stop and then they pick it back up again, and then they stop and they pick it back up again. So, but just that happens to a lot of people, right? You get focused on other things, and you may not do what you should be doing as consistently as we all know we should be. But you can take an older blog post and repurpose that, right? And you can repurpose it into a new blog post, but you could also take just snippets of it and create social media posts from it. You can create graphic images from it. So don't dismiss, your older blog posts. You may look at them and be like, gosh, should I even, a lot of people look back at older content, and we're all so critical of what we do. And let me tell you, your content is probably great. And so you may be critical of it, but it's probably great. But if it really bothers you that much, you can, redo it and make it a fresh blog post. So, and then that can lead to, social media posts and all of that. So, number 7 would be hire a VA, me, to research what others in your field are writing about. So you don't, again, as I talk all the time, you don't want to copy off other people, but it can give you inspiration as to what other people in your industry are writing about. And it's just a great way to spark that light bulb in your head of what you can be writing about or talking about on social media. The 8th tip that I have is do a book review. I mean, especially if you're a business coach, doing a book review on a book that's helped you in your business, and that it could help your audience. You could do a book review, and you could even reach out to that author to do an interview about it. So, and this doesn't just have to apply to business coaches. I mean, health coaches, you probably have, authors that you follow and you've read their books. And even if you're a boutique owner, you might, depending on what you sell in your boutique, there might be books that are relevant to who you're targeting. So, the options, these are just 8 options of ideas that you can use to create content, but they're, the options are just far beyond that. So I just narrowed it down to these 8, and I hope that they will be helpful to you, and I hope that you will use these tips to find ways to create content for you. The other option is, if you are, if you have the resources to hire a copywriter, that's always an option too. I work with a great copywriter on my team, and could certainly help you with that. If that's the route you want to go. So anyway, again, these are the 8 tips, and I'm going to recap them on the blog below the video. And I just hope they've been helpful to you. And please feel free to reach out with any questions. And we'll see you on the next post. Talk to you soon.